Did the thumbnail trigger you, or did you read the small print? Hi everyone and welcome to 1/6 Figure Focus, and in this video we're going to take a look at the newly announced Hot Toys 1/6 scale Ahsoka Padawan. This is based on the live action version from the Disney Plus show Ahsoka. Full disclosure, disclaimer, whatever you want to call it, I just like to kind of lay the foundations and kind of give a kind of an indication, a kind of a litmus test if I'm interested or not. Wasn't a fan of the Ahsoka show. If you've been following the channel, the live streams, the videos I'm doing covering all of these announcements. Wasn't a fan of the show, and typically I do have to like the source material. 99% of the time I need to kind of like or love, or at least like or have some sort of strong feelings towards the TV show or movie before I invest in any of these figures. There are minor exceptions to the rule, but this is not going to be one of them. So that's the kind of the basis. Wasn't a big fan of the show, so therefore won't be picking up any of these things in his line. Now, if you saw the thumbnail, okay, it wasn't clickbait. If you read the small print, you would have seen that I've wrote it as clickbait. In fairness, that's on you if you didn't read the small print. But to be honest, it is a Ahsoka in the sense that I won't be picking it up. But let's be brutally honest, folks. Every single figure that they've announced from this line so far, if you be brutally honest with yourself, whether you liked the show or not, they look fantastic. I mean, you got this Ahsoka, who like this kind of took me by surprise. I'd be lying if I said I saw this coming, but I also didn't rule it out because it's a non-human youthful character. Typically the kind of like teenage or child characters they don't do. To my knowledge, I can't remember Hot Toys releasing a human child or minor character. If I'm wrong about that, please let me know in the comment section down below. By the way, that baby accessory that comes with the Revenge of the Sith Episode 3 Star Wars Obi-Wan, that doesn't count because there'd be no likeness rights there. It's a little swaddle and a kind of a humanoid head sculpt. There's no likeness rights there. It's just random baby. That doesn't actually count. So to the best of my knowledge, they've never done a teenage character or a minor character in human form. This one here is non-human though, so even though they're using the actress Ariana Greenblatt's likeness, who I thought did a really, really good job by the way, it's still kind of covered up because obviously her face is orange here and stuff like that. By the way, if you don't know, Ariana Greenblatt also played young, it was young, I'm drawing a blank here, Infinity War, green face, young Gamora. She did a great job there in the small amount, a few minutes that she was in the show. Same here, she did a good job here, and she was also played Sasha, which in the Barbie movie. So if you've seen it, I watched it, thought it was bloody good. It was very entertaining, 2 hours, it was funny. Thought the performances by everyone involved was great. Ryan Gosling's and Margot Robbie and everything, and America Ferrera. So she plays America Ferrera's daughter, the character that America Ferrera played in Barbie's daughter. She did a great job. She plays that kind of moody teenager quite well. Right, so wasn't a fan of the show. Definitely not going to pick it up no matter how good it was. But you gotta say, this figure here, the older Ahsoka, the Ahsoka the White, whatever you want to call her, in the kind of the neutral head sculpt, fantastic looking. Prawn looks great. Hera looks great. And who's that other character as well? I cannot remember her name. It's going to come to. Basically, any figure that they've announced from this line that I've seen so far, I think they've looked really well. I think it has potential to be one of the greatest lines that Hot Toys has actually put out once they turn out as good as the prototype images. Okay, and that's the thing, isn't it? They all have to, the prototype images have to match products, should I say, have to match the prototype images are very, very close consistently to kind of get that label. Are there other lines that I rather? Of course there are. Of course there are. But in terms of like making a lot of figures, a lot of interesting looking figures, and like nailing head sculpts and stuff like that, it has potential to be a really, really good line. So credit where credit is due. You got to look at this and take your own kind of, I suppose, your own. I'm trying to take my own feelings towards the show out of this. It doesn't matter how good these turn out for me. These could be, because I didn't like the show, these could be shrink ray, contain DNA of the actual actors, and complete with pulse, and I still wouldn't actually pick them up based on me not liking the show. Anyway, let's take a look at this. First of all, I want to take a look at I want to find that image of everything she comes just straight off the bat, right? I can see the character here. I can see Ariana Greenblatt here. Obviously, Ariana Greenblatt, she was covered in makeup and stuff like that, but she looks like her to me. One thing to notice as well, this is $255, right? It's $255, and it's due to ship sometime between January of next year and June of next year. So again, you have like a year to 18 months to wait. And I'm looking here, the height is 10.63 inches, or basically people who aren't American and actually follow the metric system, 27 centimeters, whereas Ahsoka Tano, which is the adult version, is 11.22 inches or 28 centimeters. Basically, there's a centimeter in the difference. There's less than an inch in difference between the two characters, one being an adult and one being, I suppose, a teenager, would you say? Right. So let's flick through. By the way, I do think if you're getting this, I think a CCFL is the way to go, because let's face it, HotToys are constantly, whether it's blogger images, and it's the photographers, the blog photographers doing this, or it's whoever takes the photos for the HotToys prototype images, they always do this Photoshop stuff, and that is not how that lightsaber is going to look. Even though it's USB powered, it's not going to look like that. That looks like a lightsaber. I think CCFLs are the way to go, but yeah, again, depends on who you buy from. They are quite expensive. I've heard of them being overheating and not working. But for the most part, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. I've had them for over a year now. Keep my 25 to 50% brightness, and I bought from R15 Custom, and so far so good. If anything goes wrong, I'll let you know. So it's not going to look like this. It's going to look like a piece of plastic with a tiny little light at the end, because I don't think they're good. Step in the right direction though. They are now USB powered, so that's good, and hopefully they'll continue working on this and maybe get them to look a bit more like CCF, like lightsabers. Right. So, first of all, proportions look good. I really like the outfit. It's quite simple. It's very simple. You got the kind of like, I don't know, the under grey kind of leggings, then you got these kind of boots. I presume they're plastic or pleather. You have the kind of Ahsoka head sculpt based on the likeness of Ariana Greenblatt wearing the kind of white and orange makeup. You've got her, I think they're called Lekus, and they're obviously shorter because she's younger. I assume those gloves are going to be, is there a bit of pleather going on here? No, they're probably sculpted plastic, I'd imagine, but I'd imagine the belt, the strap for the belt here is probably pleather. Material looks very well cut, and the tailoring looks good in this. I hope that translates from proto to product. I just want to flick through some of these images first of all. Oh, everyone's going to go mad about this one here. That looks like, it looks like sculpted hair. Now, it could be plastic hair, it looks like rooted hair. But then again, maybe we're looking at, yeah, really, really good, fine sculpted hair. I mean, just to look at this, I would say, yeah, that's probably going to be rooted. Maybe you have another artisan Anakin on the way. It's kind of, they did this, a similar version of this based on Clone Wars, the animated series, the one that came with the staff and stuff like that, or I think you could buy it on its own or with the staff. And then that actually was started flying off the shelves then when this episode aired, because a lot of people were going to pair this, they wanted this version, but now it looks like they're teasing anyway, so they're potentially going to do a live action Anakin with this type of outfit from the Ahsoka TV show, and obviously you're going to pair the two of them together if you are getting them. But yeah, it does look actually rooted. Maybe it's artisan, maybe it's lamb's wool, time will tell. I just want to flick through all these. I will go back through them again, but I want to find that image that basically shows everything she comes with, and I'll work backwards from there. Right, this is $255, so look, everything's getting more expensive. $255 we kind of see now and we think, oh, that's not bad, but she doesn't come with much and she's a smaller character. Oh, it's only 1 centimeter in difference, so to be honest. Right, separate rolling eyeballs features, specialized body with silicone arms and seamless joints. One of the things I've seen, I do agree with people, that there seems to be a bit more muscle definition going on. You see if her right shoulder here on the left here, a bit more muscle definition going on there. One thing I was really impressed by the Peacemaker figure is that there was a lot of muscle definition there, but it's John Cena, bloody has to be. But like, humans typically don't have noodle arms. I think one of the complaints I've seen about the animated series, the Clone Wars Ahsoka, was kind of straight, kind of noodly arms in her, and I can kind of see it a little bit with the Mando one, not as much though. I think they got the shoulders really well on that particular figure, but of course we've had the arms breaking issue. She got the goggles. I've only watched this, I think I watched it twice. In fairness, I think I watched every episode of Ahsoka twice because I wanted to give it a chance. There were bits I liked about it, but overall not for me. You've got a USB powered lightsaber. It will not look like that. It will not look like a lightsaber. It will look like a piece of plastic with a little dot at the end, a little glowing dot. And what else? I suppose they're showing the boots. They're always doing that. 3 pairs of hands. So I presume that's the pair of hands she has, and then an additional 3 pairs. So yeah, 255, and due to ship sometime between next January and next June. So probably about a year and 3 months, 4 months to wait. So where were we? This here stand, it's a sand base, but there don't seem to be footprints, and it's a different type of sand. It's a darker sand than what we're used to. Yeah, look, I can see if you're, like, if you love the Ahsoka show and you're going to complete in this line, I'd say this is something that you are delighted to see. And I'm definitely happy for people like that. I know, like Joao Big Bread, I believe he's completing the Ahsoka line. And one thing unique about it, yeah, Sabine Wren, that was the character I forgot. If you think about it, Sabine Wren, Hera, you got Ahsoka the White, you got this Ahsoka here, you've got Chopper. They're colorful looking pieces. You know, they're going to be vibrant. Even though it was live action, it was like they definitely took, I suppose they would have had to have taken inspiration from Rebels, because it was kind of like people were saying this is basically season 5 of Rebels, and in Rebels, like, you know, they're cartoons, they're going to be that kind of brighter color, so it made sense that they carried on some of those colors over, and that's pretty cool, because typically a lot of Star Wars figures, they're kind of more muted colors. Like if you look at, like, I just looked to my right here, you can see the Transport Trooper, it's very, very dull green. The Shore Trooper, it's kind of a dull sandy color. Vader, it's just, you know, a black cloak and black outfit. Alec Guinness, Obi-Wan Kenobi from New Hope, it's, you know, it's kind of cream robes and then kind of a brown cloak. They're kind of darker, more muted colors, because it feels more real world, and that's what I really, really like about them. But then on the other hand, you got like Marvel, and then it's complete opposite, or Peacemaker above there, which is hilarious. And then even more real world there if you look at Big Chief Studios' Tommy Shelby, because it's like, you know, it's a gangster movie based in Birmingham. It's, you know, it's a real gritty kind of a real drama, so it wouldn't make sense to have like brightly colored stuff like that. But yeah, she comes to these goggles. I cannot remember them. That's where that tangent started. I watched it twice. I can't remember her with those, but maybe she did wear them. I can't remember. But overall, I think this is a win for fans of the show. I kind of really wanted to like the show as well, because I knew Ahsoka was a thing. I'd never watched not a single episode of Clone Wars. And then I was blown away by her first live action appearance when Rosario Dawson first took to the screens in Mandalorian Season 2. Loved that episode. It's one of my favourite pieces of Star Wars media, and that's why I have Ahsoka based from the Mandalorian behind me. Head sculpt's not as good as the new one, of course, no, but that figure, especially with the 2 CCFLs, I have shorts up on the channel if you want to check them out. But yeah, that's the one that really drew me in. That one episode, you know, I know she was in Book of Boba Fett as well, but that one episode from Mandalorian, her first live action appearance, loved it so much. Her Rosario's I suppose her performance, the fight scenes, not just between her and Mando, but her and again the Night Sister, I can't remember anyone's name. At the end there, she had the Beskar spear, and yeah, really, really well done. The cinematography with the kind of the woods and those kind of droids that were going after at the start, and she was like appearing out of nowhere, and used the sounds of her lightsabers. So it wasn't just the sounds or the cinematography or the acting or the action, it was everything together. Inspired me to watch all 7 seasons of the Clone Wars. I wouldn't do that again, but I would definitely go back and give the better episodes, you know, the Order 66 stuff, the stuff with Cad Bane, cherry pick different arcs again, because I thought it was really, really well done. The better episodes are very well done. I wouldn't say that about all the episodes, but yeah, the show itself here now unfortunately just fell flat for me. But you know, it'd be a boring world if we liked all the same things. So overall, I wonder, have they announced this? This is Rex, isn't it? Have they announced the live action Rex? I genuinely can't remember if they have, I believe. I'm pretty sure they announced a live action Rex a few months back. Let me know in the comment section. Anyway, that's it. That's the end of the video. If you want to support the channel, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Let me know if you're picking this figure up or not. And let me know why as well. Let me know in the comment section down below as well. Yeah, you can also follow me on Instagram and on X. That's it. That's the end of the video. See you in the next one. Good luck.